Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Marvel's Pack Fresh podcast, where we invite you to join the pack with us. Now, I say us, it's not all of us. You'll notice that two of the four is missing, so we don't have all four corners, but you have to deal with the two of us. Sketchcard, how are you today?
Good, brother. How you been?
I'm well, but you realize that today's your birthday.
Today is my birthday. That's right.
You know, we all look up to you, and it's because you're 6'3". It's not because you're the star of two podcasts, one audio, one video, for whatever your preference is.
Right.
It's not because you're like a Marvel insider with connections all around the world, and everyone loves you. It's not because you go by 5 names. And I was thinking about this today. You go by 5 different names, and what Spider-Man goes by 4? Peter Parker, Spider-Man, Webhead, Wallcrawler. Superman has 4 names? Clark Kent, Superman.
Seeing a lot of parallels here, man.
Yeah, but you got 5 names. That's how big a deal you are.
I had to outdo them. You know what I mean? It was a lot of competition.
But dude, we love you, and very thankful to be able to be a part of this podcast and this hobby with you. And happy birthday, man.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. I'm happy to be doing this all with you guys. Been celebrating with my wife. We've been hanging out this whole weekend, doing everything. But so much has been going on in the hobby. Craziness has been going on in the hobby. Been talking to so many different collectors. Everyone's been super kind. Happy birthdays from everybody. And I really appreciate it. I can't tell you how much nicer it is to be part of a hobby that's very, very kind and warm. So I really appreciate that, everybody.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, I hope you have a rad birthday, but I don't know if you would get.
Oh, I get it. I get it deeply. I get it. Okay. Yeah. Everyone's been sending me a bunch of surfer puns. I've been loving it. It's awesome. This is like the best.
I also was thinking, you're big deal. Again, I think it's because you're 6'3", not any other reason, but you have like almost a master character set collection of Silver Surfer. And I was thinking, it's so good that it would actually quench Galactus' hunger and thirst.
It would be over. He would never have to. I would save countless amount of planets. Countless.
People. Yeah. It's, the good that you could do if you would just let that collection go, but you won't.
No, God, no. He can eat everybody on this universe. He ain't getting it.
Right.
That's it.
Hey, Doom Card's here. Doom, what is up, man?
Doom.
Dr. Doom.
God, his collection's amazing. Amazing collection. We really should check out his Instagram if you haven't already. You're seeing all the Doom cards. He posted one Doom card that had a surfer in the background. I was kind of like, oh man, I don't have that one. And now I'm so mad at him. But yeah, so I had to go hunting, but definitely helped me out. We talk a bunch. He's a sweet guy. Appreciate you, brother.
Love it, man. So we've got a lot to talk about, and this is after a 3+ hour, almost 4 hour Instagram live chat that we had last night. Started out part 1 on your channel.
Yep.
And that thing had to keep rolling. I think we took down the internet.
Down the internet. North Carolina Time Warner took them out.
Yeah, once we laid waste to Time Warner, we had to jump on AT&T and finish the rest of it on my channel.
Have them come in clutch.
And I would like to say it was because of us, but honestly, it wasn't. It was because of these three letters, PMG, right?
PMG, baby.
It's what's on people's minds.
Yeah.
It's what has people pulling out their wallets, and it's also what has people pulling out their cards. We're talking about cards that have been, under lock and key, hidden in binders. My gosh, the binders that we saw on this Instagram live. I mean, like I touch my binder and the ring goes, and then the sleeves start flying out. And
these are heavy duty binders. These are like NASA built binders. Okay. From what we saw last night. I mean, binders like thick, like size of my head thick right now. Right, there you go. Right there.
Yeah. And then just flinging them around, twisting and turning them. And then
that guy was scary. I would never do that.
The rings never came undone.
Still freaked me out. I was like, why are you doing that?
as impressive as the binders were, that was incomprehensible, incomparable to the cards that were in these binders. And, but we were having this big conversation because Some sales popped up on eBay. It was a weird day. They closed on like Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah,
Wasn't
it was
Sunday.
strange. No, it wasn't a Sunday.
And some big numbers for ungraded raw PMGs. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think ever since Golden Auction, Ian was on the IGTV as well. Ian, who was responsible for selling those Spider-Mans, the red, gold, blue, no, the red, blue, green from 2013 retro, and of course the
full rainbow for 15. So gold, green, blue,
purple,
and red.
Nope. That's right. No purple.
Yeah. No purple in 15. Yeah.
No purple in 15. I'm getting my years mixed up. It's just been PMG circuits everywhere.
You're getting old, Norn.
I'm getting, see, it's just started today. I'm forgetting everything.
That's saying something.
Who am I? I have, no, it's been getting pretty bad. But anyway, so he was on the chat as well. But ever since then, people have started to lose their minds. And with the sports boom and Pokemon boom and card boom in general, people are looking at Marvel as a possible avenue for their collecting and their investing, which is kind of a big topic right now. But last night, we wanted to get down to the nitty gritty. We wanted to see what was happening, if these PMGs were paid for. So the PMGs that were on eBay, just to name a few, we had a Thanos that sold in quotations, which we'll get to in a second, but it sold for, how much was it again, Spidey?
I'm going to pull it up. Give me a second here.
Pull it up.
We will have it on.
Yeah. I mean, it was a few. Oh, beautiful.
So there we go. You can see them here. We've got Thanos, which the sale ended at 25,100, and I'm not going to take the time. Yeah, raw 2013. So great series, great card. It's numbered out of 10 for those who may not know. But the sale was interesting because this was hovering around $5,000-$6,000 for most of the auction. I can't remember exactly. And then people were speculating where's it going to end up, and last few moments, boom, $25,100.
Yeah.
Now, to put that in perspective, the green Spider-Man, which at one time and as well documented had graded at a PSA 10 and then a BGS 9, sold for $34,000 after buyer's premium.
Yep.
And as cool as Thanos is, he's not Spider-Man. No. Villains, by the way, sorry, Doom, you might want to cover your ears. Villains don't carry the same cachet and pedigree and ultimately value as superheroes. You just don't. And so to see a villain, even as amazing as Thanos is, to sell for 25,000 raw really caught the industry, the market, the hobby, everyone by surprise. It seemed like it was out of place.
It does seem out of place for a couple of different reasons. Yes, Thanos is very much a bridge between MCU and comic books right now. He is the biggest baddie we've ever had, and has had the most attention on him. So I wasn't shocked to see it go high. I was shocked to see the 25 marker for a raw card. It was less about the character for me and more about the card being a raw card and that high. Now, you guys have to put this in perspective. So much of these prices, if you're a Marvel card collector, you're looking at these prices like, what is this? This is not the hobby that I've been in for years. The people who are spending this kind of money are not you and me. The people who are spending this kind of money have seen twice this amount of money spent on other cards. So this, in their eyes, does not look as severe as it does to our eyes.
Yeah, the old G collector is saying, hey, I could buy original art of an original card, of a card, and get a couple of them of those for what somebody paid for this Thanos.
It's really true. I mean, and when you put it in that perspective, I mean, you have to understand, I kind of see it from that perspective personally. Like I just recently bought a Grail sketch card of mine, but you know what I mean? And I would gladly trade a PMG for that sketch card. I really would. Like hands down, I wouldn't even think about it. And most of you would think I was crazy, but you're going to see very shortly, as more people come into this hobby, a couple of different things are going to happen. And it happened last night, which is my point. For a long time now, I've been on this channel and my channel and Spidey's channel and Gingy's and Elusives. And I tell you guys, these things are out there. You don't know them. You think you've seen everything already. You have no idea the lengths some of these Marvel card collectors have been able to go to because no one's been paying attention to the hobby for a long time. And it's been a small community, especially with the things we saw last night, which I don't want to jump ahead of. But anyway, so these sales, these PMGs, we're looking at them, seeing some prices, and for the sake of the hobby, we need to know, and for the sake of helping all of you out there in TV land, we don't want you to be in a situation where you're being told one thing and there's an actuality of something else happening, especially when it comes to prices on probably one of the most sought out inserts of Marvel cards at this time. That will change in the future, and I'm excited for people to start to see that world develop. But we had to know if this was real. So
yeah. So these sales all came from the same seller.
Yes.
Okay. And when you have anomalies and they all come from the same seller, it instantly made this seller like the most wanted man in Marvel cards, because
100%.
people wanted to know, hey, first off, kudos to you if they're legit, and did they pay? Like, did the rubber meet the road? Right?
Exactly.
Was there an actual exchange that took place, money for cards? Right? And because if it did, then we might need to reassess what we're holding if you're holding any PMGs. But if they didn't, is there something more nefarious going on in the hobby? And nefarious in being, hidden and wicked, and not, true legitimate sales, which could cause some buyers to overpay for other cards. And as much as I want PMGs, I'm actively looking for them, like many other people. We don't want to, base our financial decisions off of misinformation.
And that's a big thing when it comes to Marvel cards, because it is so small and in its infancy. I know for me, when I first started, just a little retro cap, pun intended.
Was a wee little boy.
Was a wee little boy. Man, finding out things in this hobby was hard.
Yeah.
Very impossible to do. And it was funny to see your face last night, Spidey, because I've been telling you about this stuff.
Yeah.
And it cracked me up when I saw you, because you were just like,
I was like, I think I was like this in the camera.
You were like
this is real.
This is real. He's not lying.
This guy's flipping around $100,000 like it's nothing.
Binders and binders with an S. And he's not the only one too. So the seller of these, so basically we need to find out the truth. And fortunately, he is a friend of mine, and a friend to a lot of other people. And you've met this guy one way or another, either buying through eBay or blah blah blah. He is not the greatest whale out there in Marvel cards. And the reason I say that is not to hurt his feelings. Sorry, Phil. But because I don't want people to misunderstand Marvel cards. I don't want you all to think that it's all hiding in one spot. It's not. It's very, very much not. A lot of the things I've chased over my career of collecting, God, that sounds super egotistical. Over the time I've career. I said career.
What is your profession?
Psycho. I know, right?
I'm gonna send you this meme that
feels like it's all day.
That my wife sent me yesterday about careers. That's gonna be funny.
I'm excited. But I've had to find things from non-collectors, collectors. Spideyjeu has great stories of finding out things from people who just opened 1 or 2 boxes. Like, you know what I mean? Like crazy type of stuff. But anyway, so we happened to meet this person who is selling all these PMGs. And we got to hear from them. We got to hear their side of the story. We spoke for hours. It was me, Spidey, Stacking Gems. Ian was on there, Marvel of Cards. Is that right?
No, Cards of Metal. And let's give a shout out to Gingy Man. So Gingy Man, he's one of the 4 corners of the podcast. And check out his channel, especially if you love keeping up with this market. And that's what we're talking about here to some degree. Yeah. He was really our investigative reporter, for lack of a better terms, in terms of really trying to hunt down this information. And so kudos to him for tracking down the seller and directing him to Instagram, and saw that we went live last night to talk about an auction that took place, not the one of the cards that you're seeing right here. We'll talk about that later. But while we were talking about that auction, we were going to talk about these sales. And Phil, how do you say his last name? LaMonica?
LaMonica.
Beautiful name.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
LaMonica. Do you play the LaMonica? He's never heard that, I'm sure. All right, bad dad joke. Okay, got it out of the way. Got it out of the system.
It's done. You're relieved now.
Okay. But yeah, Phil, we asked him to bring some harmony. Another bad dad joke.
Nice.
To this conversation and say, look, did they sell? Tell us the story. Tell us what happened. And he did. And Sketchcard is going to attempt to actually play portions of the Instagram video so you guys can hear from the seller of these cards in his own words, who, like I said, was the most wanted man in Marvel last week.
Yep. I am getting that ready for us right now. Sharing. There it is.
You may have to select that it allows audio. So just
let me see.
Yeah.
If I did or didn't. Can you hear it?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and do that again. Share screen. Give me 1 second. Sharing. Share.
There should be a setting like beneath it, like I believe.
I see where it says audio.
Mm-hmm.
I see a little audio tab there. Okay.
We're better together, brother.
You know it. Okay.
Let's see if this works.
Hold on. It's coming. Promises.
That's all right.
Okay, where are you? Yeah, it's only gonna let me do it there. So with StreamYard. All right. Can you see it on the screen now?
Yeah.
Perfect. Can you hear it?
I can't hear it. And I wonder, let's see here. I really want this to work because I think it's important.
Maybe I have to stop sharing. So you have a screen on here, Spideyjeu09.
Mm-hmm. I can undo that one.
Yeah, let's see if that helps. And then I'll add it again. Stop sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Share screen. And then we'll go ahead and get this over here because I want you guys to see it too. So again, this video, in case you want to see it in its entirety, is in fact on Spideyjeu and my, well, part 1 is on my thing. Part 2 is the one you want to be looking at. And that's on Spideyjeu's IGTV.
And it's totally entertaining. An amazing set of cards that we get to look at.
Very. Can you hear it?
I cannot. But maybe the people that are watching can hear. Can you guys hear?
You know what we could do if you want to try it on your end? You can go to your IGTV. I'll tell you the minute marker, and you can just scroll down there because maybe it's not working on me for some reason.
Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, it's minute 52. Well, minute 53. Yeah, so in case you guys want to see, you know exactly the reference point. But I know it's a lot of video to watch. It's like a couple of hours, but definitely worth it. You're going to see some grails. No, they can't hear it. So we'll get it out there for you guys so you can hear it. Spideyjeu, we'll see if he can do it on his end. Maybe I'm doing something wrong here, which is very possible. But yeah, so here we go.
Okay.
The story about
no audio.
Story about that Punisher.
I hear audio. So you want to? Yeah, I do.
Right.
Okay.
So you want to scroll to 53.
The last minute, I was.
Oh, sweet! I'm glad you hear it.
Yeah, I do hear it. Yes, they hear it too.
400 altogether at one time. Right now, I have a complete.
Very good. I cannot hear it, so let's.
2 sets.
You direct it.
Okay.
Of the blue and the reds for 2015, and I almost have 2 complete sets for 2013. I have like 6 more for both blues and reds, and I have about 60 plus greens for both sets 2013 and 2015. I don't think anybody has more than me. And I had a lot of doubles and stuff like that.
That's rich.
I told Norrin, I actually
And let's
sent out 200
pause it here
get
for a
graded,
second.
earlier this year, and I'm not going to get them back for a while. So, but
So just for context, the person next to Spideyjeu is Ian, and Ian is metal.
Cards and metal.
God,
He's
cards
a
and
big
metal.
fish.
I'm an idiot. He's a huge fish. Huge.
He's a huge fish. He's been around for a long time, but he currently holds the record for the largest individual Marvel card sale ever that I know of.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is the green 2013 PMG, sold on Golden Auction, legit sale, exchange of money and cards.
Yep. So an actual sell, and so forth. The buyer is known by me and a few other people, but so it's a real card that's somewhere in a very real collection.
Now
and
looks like a good buy, by the way.
Great buy. It looks like a no-brainer at this point. Yeah. But Ian, and very nice, awesome guy, does breaks on his channels. If you don't follow him, you should really check out Cards of Metal. Just phenomenal stuff. But yeah, so I just want to show you guys, pause there so you know who's on there. Phil's the person who's next to me, and he's currently just talking about the amount of PMGs he has, which for the context of the story, he's trying to, help us understand where his thinking is with this. But let's listen to him say
why he would sell them. Yeah.
Like why he would sell them.
It'd be really, I'd like to share all that stuff. Like, I've been kind of like, very reserved about talking about this. I'd let a couple of people know. I'm reserved because whenever you go to try to do a trade with somebody, sometimes you have it where people want certain things. If they know that I have PMGs and stuff like that, they might try to how do I say this?
Screw you.
They might not want to do the trade because you have something they want, and these cards are very popular, so I've been kind of reserved about that. But one of the other things I wanted to talk about was what happened with one of the accounts, and I don't know. I really probably should have talked about this, but I don't know. I don't know if I should talk about this. So I probably should just get it out of the bag since I already said it. I actually backed out on a deal the other day, right? I was trying to work a deal with somebody. I'm not gonna mention their name, and maybe he talked about it to other people or stuff like that. But I backed out on the deal. I hate when this happens, right? And I've had people both back out on deals and trades with me all the time, and it's very frustrating, especially when you spend time on it. So I was supposed to trade some certain Marvel retro cards to somebody, and I was supposed to give a Marvel retro couple cards back, right? It was a Marvel retro.
And we can go ahead and pause there.
Right? And he was looking for that one.
So I'm just giving you clarification of what happened here. This does go on for a little bit, and I don't want to make the whole show about this because we do want to hit the 45-minute mark. Basically, what Phil does is he recounts an events of a trade he had with another seller. The seller wanted to add $100 value to the trade. Phil introduced a 2013 pack or 2015 pack. I forget now what it was.
2015 pack. Individual sealed pack.
Individual sealed pack retro 2015. Now that means that comes from an open box. That means nothing can be in the pack because you can be very you can know what you're pulling, especially with how many people have opened up those boxes. There's a lot of material around to figure out where some of the inserts were, if the packs were on top, on bottom. Those are loaded packs. Heavy packs are in Pokemon, just to give you some clarification and understanding of what that world is. But it's a random pack. So it's $100 value that the other seller wants. Phil says he'll add on for the trade. However, Phil says that he sold one on eBay, and in that time span of the trade, it sold for more than $100, which out-edged the value for him, and they called off the trade. He goes into a few other details about this. Why is this relevant? Why is this important? What happens next is this. He does the sell of PMGs on eBay. And there was a few of these eBay auctions that were pumped really high, and he assumes it was this person that he had this dealing with. There is some gray area there, quite a bit gray area, because it was different bidders and different buyers, and we have heard from different people. regardless of any of that, he said, she said, he said, or Marvel Collector said, he said, we just wanted to direct you to the video, to what he said on IGTV, so you can hear it directly from his side and then communicate with these other buyers as well. The big reason for sharing this is not only to show, you know, what happens in Marvel cards, which is something you should all start understanding now as you're getting into this, is that a lot of Marvel card collectors are very protective of their collection. Mm-hmm. And with all the attention that Marvel cards are getting right now, you're going to see a lot of things sealed up or sold at a very high price, and you're going to have to pay to pry them. That's currently what's happening. But we wanted to put this out there because the most recent PMG sales that were under this person, Phil's auctions, a lot of them, I don't know how many, I don't know which ones, you know, he didn't want to go into too many details.
Yeah, so he didn't say, but please go watch the rest of the Instagram video. It's going to be too long to show here.
Yeah.
But I don't want to misrepresent anything that Phil said
at all
in words. But to say what he did say, he said he didn't sell anything for 5 figures.
5 figures. That's an important thing to note.
There were 3 sales: Thanos for 25, Venom for 19, Iron Man for 12. He said that they canceled. He said that one of them, a kid bid up on it, was one of the excuses. I can't remember the other ones.
He said he canceled one of them because of the address.
Yeah,
because there was a discrepancy of the address, which does happen. You know, some sellers do have different addresses, and he was worried about them claiming that the cards were damaged, and then him getting the cards back would not be the same cards he sent out, which is fair. And it is a.
Oh, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't
do it
process
either.
that sale. And so, but so three of the largest sales are canceled by him, by them. So 2 by them, 1 by him.
Yeah.
And the 4-figure sales did occur. The highest, which was 2013 Loki, which I think was, let me pull it up here. It was for 9,100, and which, I think is a great card.
I think so.
Better than the Venom, but anyhow, so that sale did go through according to Phil. And why are we spending time on this? We're spending time on it because look, we can't single-handedly make sure that the hobby stays healthy. We're not the hobby police or anything like that.
Yeah.
But you found ourselves having a bit of a voice here, as small as it may be. And we have taken the position that we want this hobby to outlast us. As collectors, that means we want to see younger people come to the hobby, and then maybe one day these cards will be able to pass on to them. And to do that, you got to have legitimate sales. And this is important. And I say this because this has to do with regulation. In real estate, it's regulated how sales are reported. And anytime you misrepresent a sale, it is actually fraud. It's illegal. Okay. And the way they record that is important. It becomes public record. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It does, but you're committing fraud. That's not true in the Marvel card space. And at least on the small scale, you can misrepresent sales. And if you do, they end up on eBay, they end up on 130 point, and then you are purchasing your next card using misinformation. And regardless of that Phil canceled or they canceled or whatever, it still shows up as a sold sale on 130 point. I had to pull it up. You saw it. And
which is a huge mistake.
It's a huge mistake because it's not a verified sale.
It's not.
And maybe that's something that we need to talk about as a hobby, where we create something where we can verify sales.
Look, if you want information comes from the community. It's not coming from 130 point, and it's not coming from one person's opinion.
Right.
That does not work. You have to be active in here with us. You have to be active on IGTV, on our Instagram channels, on trusted Instagram influencers when it comes to Marvel cards, and the Facebook group. And there's not a bunch of people at the top in those groups, or even any one of us. You can ask any one of us. No one has any control over anything. The biggest issue here for all of us, so we all understand each other, is that, look, collectibles are moving into stock territory. Mm-hmm. They're moving into a realm of something we've never dealt with before, which is cards becoming like stocks, right? You can invest in these things and they can carry value for a long period of time. Eventually you'll see cards split up and shares will be made out of one card, which is already being done. You know what I mean? You can buy into a Jordan or buy into a Black Lotus. Like, these things do exist, and this stuff will happen to Marvel. You know, Marvel Comics. This is happening with Marvel Comics right now, which Spideyjeu knows more about than I will ever know.
Yeah, the comics
has
is
to be protected.
Yeah, but the thing about the comics is, you have a lot more eyes watching it, and you have a larger educated pool of buyers and sellers. And not to say we don't have educated buyers and sellers, we have people coming to the hobby that are not yet educated.
No, this is the Wild Wild West. Like, in all seriousness, this is Marvel cards have always been, as long as I've been here, it's always been the tippy top that control all the knowledge of everything. That's a fact. I don't care who's going to argue that with me or who I piss off.
I'll argue with you. It's not anymore because of Marvel Pack Fresh podcast and guys and gals who are wanting to be a part of that pack, that community, that makes sure that that's not going to be the future moving forward.
And it shouldn't be. And it's always been my gripe, and it's always been I've always had a problem with it because I don't think it's healthy for the hobby. That's always been the case. It hasn't been money or buying stuff. Look, I have what I have. If I stop collecting today, I don't need anything else. Keep it. That's the truth. I'm happy with what I own and what I was able to get. It has nothing to do with value or money. It has to do with the fact that if everyone keeps this in a cave and it's hidden away, then you're not going to know about it. There are things about Marvel cards that we just don't understand. And Pack Fresh, as well as all of our Instagram channels and the Facebook groups and all the people who want to become more like staples into this, we're trying to, educate everybody.
Here's what I love, though. There are more cards coming.
More cards coming, baby.
They're printing PMGs right now. They're putting them in packs, and they're going to be shipping them out sometime at the end of the year, first of next year. So don't have a mindset of scarcity, like you're missing out. You want to change your mindset to, hey, look, there's still more to come. And if you keep the mindset of scarcity and missing out, you'll start seeing what you want to see and making some bad decisions.
And that's where you want to be careful.
Yeah. And not telling people how to buy or anything, but if you can take the time to educate a little bit more, you'll be a better buyer, better seller.
I mean, honestly, there's more. The cards are coming quicker than Spider-Man metal. They're coming to EPAC on X-Men metal. That is coming up. That's hopefully soonish. Soonish as in like this month.
I tell you, I was really hoping that it was going to come last Friday because I had kind of mentally prepared my money for that.
Nice.
And it didn't, so I had to buy some other stuff.
Been there.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
I've been there.
So.
Oh my gosh. Well, Swami, you are a genius. Yeah, you can post it in the FB group. I don't think anyone's going to give you crap for a Marvel video. I love your stuff, Swami. Yeah, man. Emeralds for $5. That's no brainer. Anything numbered at this point, is a no brainer in my opinion. I've been saying that for a while. We all been saying that for a while. It just makes a lot of sense.
It's the thing outside of grading. And if you get graded and numbered together,
Perfect storm. Very special.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Well, man, what are you going to do for the rest of your birthday?
That's it, baby. This was my responsibility today. I had things planned this morning, so I couldn't record an episode of some other good podcasts and stuff. How does distribution for packs work?
Oh, dude, that's got to be a video. We got to do a video. We'll talk about it now. We're going to give you special people who are on here and listening, information. But we will be doing a video on where you can buy Marvel cards. It's got to happen.
I think you've mentioned that before, actually. That's a great video. We need to do that sooner than later. Yeah. We'll do that next week for sure. Get that out. Yeah. But yeah, nothing too exciting, man. Just wanted to come on here and we just wanted to do a recap because it is important for everybody to know. We want to have it on the channel. It's like historical records that this was talked about and these prices were being shown and this kind of stuff happened on these auctions, because a lot of people unfortunately are going to look at that Thanos and a few other things.
Pull up the Iron Man sale.
Oh yes,
yeah.
Let's do that.
So I'll do a dialogue here. So big takeaway: Thanos did not sell for 25,000. Maybe it was a legit. I don't know. It was canceled, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't count. Same way with Venom. Same way with the Iron Man sale. So those, to me, you cannot use those in your decision making process if you're looking to buy PMGs.
Agreed.
But there was an auction that took place last night through Golden Auctions, which is the auction house that facilitated the sale of the green Spider-Man PMG and the rainbows that associated those sales for $34,000. And so this one went up for sale, and it ended last night, which you can watch the countdown on Sketch Card's channel. And it was that final price, Sketch Card?
$9,840.
So what we have here, we have a 2017 set. So it's the third set or release of Marvel PMGs, and it's green, numbered out of 10.
Yep.
What's special about this one? It is the alpha. It is 1 of 10, and that does matter in the Marvel card space. Something that people put a premium on. And to me, I think is what's most important about this card is that it's graded as a 9 PSA. And
especially from 2017, which are just impossible to grade nice.
And so you know as a buyer what you're getting. It's not a raw card like we were seeing for those eBay sales.
Yeah.
And to me, you're looking at the eBay sales. The Venom was what, 2015 blue?
Yep.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Nope.
And then you say, well, would that warrant $10,000 more than a graded green Iron Man? Venom's a great character. And I think he's a better Marvel trading card character than Iron Man, but not 10,000 raw, not 1 year newer.
No.
One set older.
One set older. No, I agree. And I think the Venom from 2017 is the best Venom of the PMGs so far. So this is a no-brainer. This makes total sense to me price-wise.
Yeah, and I love that action pose of Iron Man. It's a good one.
Me too. If I wasn't, I don't have this money to afford this. But this makes a lot of sense. And just like I said before, cards numbered out of 10 tend to always hold a premium. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a purple show up, maybe at the same grade, and it not sell as high, or sells just for the same price. Mm-hmm. That's just me speculating. Not that the purples are out of 5, so it's not like they're less valuable.
Here's what we know.
Yep.
You and I both know collectors who are holding blues, reds, purples, gold, and don't have greens.
That's exactly right, man. They don't have greens. That's the one color a lot of collectors don't have greens of. And the answer to your question is, why is that? Is because most Marvel collectors are set collectors. And it's easier to build a set from 10 than it is a 5. Mm-hmm. A lot easier. And I think it's like that in the sports world too, but I'm not sure. There were 2 other things on auction that are important to point out.
Hey, Sketch Card. We got Ron's a Nut. Okay. So Ron's a Nut has a YouTube channel. It's got, I don't know, thousands of subscribers.
Oh, hey.
And he builds computers, but he's recently fallen back in love with Marvel trading cards, and he's been hanging out with us, watching our channels and listening to our stuff. And he's driving. Keep your eyes on the road, man. Nothing you're going to miss here on the screen. But really, really glad to have you listening to the channel.
Hey, man, it's nice to see you. Nice to meet you, brother. So we're looking at 1987 Comic Images Marvel Universe Series 1 unopened box. Yeah, I would have bought that box. Yeah, Swami is a little upset that he missed this, and
sorry, Swami. We should have let you guys know this auction was going on.
Shit, I wish I could tag everybody. But you know what? We're gonna
have a tag all button.
That would be the best. All Marvel card collectors tag. Yeah. And just so everybody knows, we're going to be doing live episodes. I think it's pretty much set in stone now by all 4 of us that we're going to do a live episode. This will be live every Sunday at a selected time, and we're going to put that time out and we're going to promote it, and we're always going to do these lives, and we'll let you know about auctions coming up. We'll have more content here. We're going to have merch. I mean, it's going to be built up. I think a lot of us in the community are enjoying Pack Fresh and we're enjoying these shows. So this is going to get built up for everybody. So I hope you are all ready for that.
Yeah, just join the pack. That's right.
Just join the pack. So the other one here is the 1990 Impel Marvel Universe partial set. Now this was 80 cards out of the 162. Out of the 162, the full set, I believe that's including holograms, and they were all PSA Gem Mint 10. Yeah,
the 162 throws me off. No, it doesn't. That does not count the holograms. 160 is Stan. 161 is the checklist. I mean, 161 is Stan. 162 has to be the checklist. I would think that's the case. I could be wrong.
No, I'm sure you're right. I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head. It's been a while. But the Stan's in there, the Black Suit Spidey, and there were a couple of other really great cards. Black Panther, which is super underrated for people. They don't realize that Black Panther is kind of important for 1990, as well as some other big cards here. Fantastic Four, Cosmic Spider-Man. The covers, too, those are a big deal. But basically, this whole lot sold for...
Yeah, Stan's 161.
Yeah, okay, there you go. The whole lot sold for 80 cards, sold for no duplicates, I believe, right?
No, I didn't see any. I didn't look, but what I did look at, I didn't see any.
I didn't see any.
They had a list of the cards and it looked like all different.
All different. So, and that sold for $22,140. So that's roughly
$277 a card.
That's a no-brainer for some of those, for sure, because some of those are going to be more than others.
That Cosmic Spider-Man, I'm telling you, I've opened a few boxes of 90 Impel, and every Cosmic Spider-Man I pulled out was badly off-center, badly cut.
They're not easy. They're not pulls out of. You don't pull. Neo, who came on our channel and came on Sketchcardhive, he said it himself. They do not come out clean. We have Wolverine, we have Spider-Man, just looking at some of the bigger characters, and that's what it's going to mean in the future is to look at these characters. Hey, watch me open. What's up, buddy? Captain America, Spidey, you got Mr. Fantastic, which eventually would be a big deal. Black Panther, Wolverine, Cosmic Spider-Man, Doctor Strange is huge. She-Hulk's coming out.
Rogue
is a more popular X-Men character than people
Rogue
know.
in there? Rogue is dope.
There was a dupe.
Hey, if it's you're gonna, two Rogues are better than one.
There's a dupe there. I'm surprised you did that. High Evolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot he's in that set.
I know somebody likes High Evolutionary.
Yeah, that's right, Billy. Ghost Rider. We also have some of the Versus cards, which are nice.
They are nice.
They're nice.
And the team cards are nice.
This is what's really good. What people tend to avoid or not realize what they're looking at is the comic book covers. Amazing Spider-Man's in here, Journey into Mystery, Tales of Suspense, all classic covers.
I've sent a couple of those to PSA, but I'm actually saving my better comic book covers from the 90MU for CGC. Oh, I got to tell you about a conversation I had with somebody that talked about CGC.
My God, I am so ready for this.
Yeah, so Matt Combs.
Yeah.
He was at Gen Con.
Gen Con.
I believe it was in Indiana. I could be mixing stuff up. But he was there. CGC was there, and they were talking about it was primarily a TCG, deal, and because it was, that was what most of the con was about, from what I understand, according to Matt. And CGC was there, so he starts talking to him, and they seem to indicate that it's happening. CGC grading Marvel cards will happen. It's just a matter of when. And he actually was, I don't know if you saw Matt's post. That's why he made the post about, hey, what do you guys think about Marvel cards in the CGC, trading card slab? And so that's the first person that I guess has spoken directly with CGC where there was some form of confirmation that it will happen. Everything that we've done has just been more logical, drawing conclusions like how could they not do it?
Yeah. I mean, it needs to happen. I don't know why. I mean, they're taking a long time so they can build up the infrastructure. I don't know, but it's just a no-brainer to me. How are you going to tell me you can't have a CGC?
All right. So for people who have listened 44 minutes in, I'm going to offer you something. And this is just my personal opinion, take it with a grain of salt. But I think there's cards. I think they're from 1984. They're comic book covers. You know what I'm talking about?
Do I know what you're talking about? I'm not sure.
Yeah, they Elusive opened some on. He got the Ghost Rider, opened it on his channel, but it's like 60 cards. They're all comic book covers. I think that is going to be a great play to have graded at CGC, because when CGC does this, you know, we're thinking about it as comic card collectors, but that's going to open up comic cards to the comic book collector who already has their stuff slabbed and wouldn't mind a little mini-me comic graded as a trading card next to it. And I think they're going to want to see replicas of comic book covers and or art from the comic book cover next to the comic book.
I want to see archive cuts next to these and CGC graded. I want to. You're not going to be able to open your comic books when they're slabbed unless you have a reader's copy. So how cool is it to have a archive cut, a comic book panel cut next to your thing graded?
Swami just bought his box, $70, 84.
It's a smart move, man. They're all covers. The other one is the Marvel Beginnings, and they're signed by the creators of those comic books. Those are the ones that are I mean, harder to find, true, but the play is the 84 for sure. Yeah, I think that's smart.
I think so, because they got some age to them.
They're nice.
And, you know, and I don't know how well they hold up. I haven't held them in hand, but Swami, if you open yours up, let me know about it. If you want to open up on the channel or something, let me know.
They're beautiful.
Oh, you have one?
Actually, you know what? I have a 10 of something that you're going to laugh about. You're going to crack up if I can find it. But yeah, I got something that might make you laugh a little bit. But yeah, I have them here for sure. They're nice pieces, man. I got my Surfer one here.
That's it.
Which looks beautiful.
There you go. You nailed it.
And they're awesome back. They're very retro back too. They're nice pieces.
So good. How awesome would that look?
They're beautiful.
A CGC slab, man.
It look great. And this is definitely this is going to PSA or CGC. CGC hurries up. I'll wait for CGC for sure. But yeah, this is pretty centered too, I thought.
It looks wonderful on camera.
Looks good.
Yeah. I think you gotta be happy with it. So
but yeah, they're nice, man. They're a no-brainer for sure. And they have great covers too, like funny ones, like I don't know, Spidey will know about this, which he'll laugh about.
Ooh, what's that brand? I can't. Oh, wait. I see. Okay, I see Surfer. I see Human Torch.
Yeah.
I can't make out everybody else.
So the people who are up there are the Fantastic Four, Doom, Surfer, and it says not brand ECHH. Some kind of parody cover or whatever. Not brand ECHH is a wacky, way out comedy in the not so traditional style of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. It's a fun-loving spoof on the Fantastic Four, King Colt, Two Gun Kid, Ghost Rider, Submariner, Captain America, Sergeant Fury, and Howling Commandos, and a whole slew of other heroes and villains.
It probably
Marvel parody.
Probably meant a lot more in 1984.
A lot more.
Yeah, yes, Kwame. If you have Surfer in a CGC 9.2, you got something special. That would be incredible.
I need to buy a Surfer already.
Comments are down a little bit right now, so
I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm waiting.
I hear you, bud. Well, look, I've had a blast. You want to sign us off? Sketch card?
Yep. This is Marvelous Pack Fresh, and we all hope you have a marvelous day. Sorry, I stole your line. And we'll see you all soon. And anywhere you're looking for information, fun, just a great community and a good group of people, come here, hang out with us. See us on Instagram. See us on YouTube. We'll be doing this every Sunday live. Hope to see you around.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Peace.